who is the founder of the worldwide ActionCOACH business coaching organization, and he is an exceptional entrepreneur and marketing guru. Today we're going to talk about 10 more of the 20 biggest mistakes that businesses make in marketing. We covered 10 yesterday, and here are the second 10.
So, actually, buddy, I think I get you to introduce me everywhere, calling me a guru like that. I like that idea. Let's dive straight in. The next biggest marketing mistake, number 11, is the wrong target audience. Business owners struggle to really target themselves down. Now, there's two types of understanding your target. Firstly, there's the internal target. So start looking at your existing customer base and find the similarities between your A-grade customers. So, for instance, I worked with an accountant one time, and we went through his database of his A-grade customers, meaning the 20% that bring you 80% of your business, if you go back to the Pareto principle. Right. Now, what happened was we found that there are a lot of farmers, there are a lot of insurance agencies, and a lot of realtors on his list of his top customers. So we looked at his marketing, and guess what he didn't have? Any marketing that was specific to farmers or real estate or that. So we had to build brochures and letters and emails, and we had to build a website specific to just farmers. So when a farmer hit that website about his accounting firm, they thought, wow, these people just do farming. But no, and then we had to get them in front of farmers at expos and things all around. So, really understand who are your best existing customers now. And it's rarely, like most people define their target audience as, women aged 35 to 45. No, that's not what you want. You want to break it down to the smallest possible. See, I think you think of target marketing like a dartboard. You want to have 20 segments, 20 pieces of the pie. Now, some of those 20 are worth 20 points. Some are worth 19, 18, and so on. But you want to have 20 different targeted segments. So instead of, women aged 35 to 45, say, women who go to the gymnasium every day, aged 35 to 45, that have kids. Do you know what I mean? We can start to really target that group. And what's happened with marketing, back in the day when it was just a TV ad, you had to target a very broad group because that's all you could do. Now, with cable and online media, you can target the tiniest niche segment, and it works so much better. Then you got to flip it out, and we talked yesterday about market research for putting together your marketing plan. We got to look at what's out there in the marketplace. For instance, my company, ActionCOACH, when we do business coaching, we'll go to a market and look, okay, how many plumbers are there? How many doctors? How many? And everyone. So we sit there and we say, hey, hang on, in our area, there's a lot of engineering firms. Great, we need to design marketing just for engineering firms. So having the wrong target, meaning too broad a target, and not picking who are the 20 groups that, and often I ask companies, Tony, to look for 10 volume groups and 10 profitable groups. So, which are the ones that are going to give you the most volume, and which are the 10 target audience that are going to give you the highest profitability? They spend the most and therefore bring that. So that's mistake number 11.
Well, let me just add something, because what you said is quite enlightening. I think a lot of people, when they ask for referrals, they say, do you know of anybody who might be interested in our product or whatever it is? And most people answer, well, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. But if you say, do you know of anybody who, any women between the ages of so-and-so who go to the gym, and then it really focuses the person's thinking about people who fit that particular target. So it's great to use not just in prospecting, but in also asking for referrals.
Yeah, in every place, the more specific you are, it's kind of like even when you're recruiting. When you're recruiting an employee, the more clear you are on who it is you want, the easier it is to find them. Number 12 is the wrong offers. Business owners don't check their offers often enough. What offer are you making in your marketing? Is it a call now for free information kit? Well, I got to tell you, that's not really a motivating offer. Again, I'll stay with our business, Tony, in business coaching. We can offer people a free hours coaching session. And people go, well, that's kind of boring. Whereas if you say, we're going to do a free hour where we're going to come up with 7 strategies to increase the bottom line of your business, it's called the power hour. Do you know what I mean? Make the offer into something that is that people want. And, there's multiple types of offers. If I go into my book, Instant Advertising, it goes through everything from, the buy one, get one free. Here's a crazy one about offers, Tony. Buy one, get one free, 50% off, or half price. Which one works the best? Buy one, get one free. It always has. It outperforms the other two by about 3 times. And it's just crazy that people don't learn these sort of things. A time limit on your offer, But, and again, what's the worst offer? We discussed it yesterday, discounting. Discounting is the worst offer that there possibly can be. So testing different offers, making sure that we know what offer is the one that people want to get. Then you've also got to decide, are we a 1-step offer or a 2 or a multiple step offer? Because today, funneling is a very big part of marketing where, we build a funnel and our first thing is get them to download something for free or get them to just give us their name, sign up for something. I've just printed a new booklet called the Billionaire Booklet, and I'm going to give that away for free. I'm giving 10 million of them away for free, Tony. People pay the $4.95 shipping and handling. And all we're doing is saying, who's interested in becoming wealthy? Who's interested in business success? Who's interested in that? Find 10 million people are interested in it. Step 2, start giving them more information. Step 3, make them offers and so on. So you've got to look at your offers and be real clear on what we're doing. And don't just go with the singular same offer every week, every month. It just gets boring and it ends up not working. So keep testing. Number 13. And see, if you look at marketing, there is a strict rule that says when I'm putting together a marketing piece, I got to go target, offer, copy, okay? The target is the most important. The offer, second most important. The actual words, third most important. Now, today, it's not just about words. It's about images, about pictures, about all of these things. I remember one of our clients here, they were testing their Facebook marketing, and just by changing the picture, it was 500% increase in response rate. So looking at the picture that you're putting on your Facebook ad or your Google ad, looking at the video, the still image of your video, looking at any of these sorts of things with what is the actual picture of, having people in the picture rather than no people. These are simple, fundamental marketing things that we've got. And then we get to the words. And again, my book, Instant Advertising, goes into a lot of detail around wording, but simple things, Tony, about, even just the headline. The headline of the advertisement is the ad for the ad. So if the headline is your company name, very little chance I'm going to read your advertisement. If your headline is, here's how you can massively improve your profitability. 7 steps to dramatically decrease your tax bill. These are the sorts of things that open people up saying, wow, I want to read that. Or you ever heard the statement, Tony, in marketing that, people won't read that much? It drives me insane when people say that. If someone's interested, you know how much they'll read? All of it.
That's right.
If I wrote a massive ad, it's a 4-page advertisement in a major newspaper, and the headline on the advertisement is, the 17 ways Dr. Tony Alessandra can increase his profitability of his business. Now that's perfectly targeted. When Tony Alessandra sees that, because if I write that ad, is someone going to call you and tell you, Tony, did you see there's a 4-page ad in the New York Times about you? I mean, this is the thing, and you'll read every single word. Why? Because you're interested in that, and that's what drives me a little bit crazy. But using the wording wrong and not, and yesterday we talked about using the word you rather than we, I, and us. But using action-oriented words. We all know in marketing the formula AIDA, attention, interest, desire, action. Grab my attention with a great image. Grab my attention with strong words. Longest headlines, by the way, perform better than shorter headlines, okay? Strong subheadlines perform better. Subheadlines in the ad or in the copy or in the letter or in the email. You get long-form emails today that have subheadlines every scroll page, basically. If I can scroll through and there isn't another headline, chances are you've lost me. If you scroll through and there isn't another image or another capture or another something, chances are you'll lose me. So those are the sorts of things we need to be clear on our website, on our emails, on our letters, on our brochures. Brochures are killer, Tony. I love and hate brochures because, You know, it's a piece of information that people, most salespeople suffer from brochure disease. Marketers suffer from brochure disease. Oh, yeah, send them a brochure. The brochure will not sell. A human sells a human, not a brochure. The brochure is to give them the information. But here's the thing of today. Most people already have all the information. They've been online for at least 10 minutes, 20 minutes researching before they even contacted you. So often the brochure is just a validity. And if you go back to, remember Selling the Invisible, Dr. Beckwith? Harry
Yes.
Beckwith wrote that, and where he talks about turning the invisible into the visible, and that's often what a brochure does. And so sometimes, like I use my books as brochures and that sort of things, because you know when I send someone, I'll grab one. When I send someone a copy of my book, The Wealth Coach, you know that's the greatest brochure ever. They're not throwing it away. They're keeping it. They're going to give it to their kids, their friends. They're going to, you know, and even if they never read it, they still will keep it forever and have me on their bookshelf forever. So it's a good thing. Next mistake. What are we up to? Number 14. Too fancy. Marketers that get too fancy. Fancy Nancy's a kid's book. It's not a marketer's book, okay? If I can be really blunt about this, clever, creative marketing is great if you have a multi-billion-dollar budget. You know, we look at the Dilly Dilly ads right now for the beer and stuff, and yeah, that's clever, it's creative, it's amazing. And guess what? They have multi-tens of millions a week to spend on advertising. If you don't have multi-tens of millions a week to spend on marketing and advertising, please don't do fancy. Please do scientific. A normal human being wants to buy your product or service. What thought processes do they have? What information do they need? Where do they need to go? You know, you've got to be logical about the science of marketing. You got to be logic about the buying patterns of the person buying from you. You know, even down to the most simple things, Tony, you know, with the disc profile. If I'm trying to sell to a high D in my marketing, then I got to use wording based on that. I got to use the science of human behavior, the science of human buying, more than the creative flair. And this is where often marketers come undone. You know, someone goes and hires a new marketing person and they say, well, what should we do? Well, we got to change the logo. If you ever hire a marketing person and the first thing they tell you is we got to change the logo, fire that moron immediately, okay? Get rid of them now. As Nike has proven over the many, many years, your logo counts for almost nothing. You know, it's important to have a nice looking professional, but that's not going to make or break a marketing department. Get rid of the fancy. Yesterday we talked on having a lot of content in a lot of your marketing, so that having content out there so people can find you. So the next mistake is having just content. Okay, so you've still got to sell online. I see people in their Twitter account is full of all of these great information, and it's memes and great videos and all that stuff, but nowhere do they ever make me an offer to buy anything. And it's like, you've got to make an offer. On social media, it's 1 in 4, 1 in 5 should be a post about, hey, buy this from us. You know, if people see a lot of good value and then every now and again there's a buy this from us, no one's upset by that. You know, and the other interesting thing about that is once you post it, let it run its life cycle, 24, 48 hours, maybe 7 days if it's like an Instagram, and then you can delete it. Okay, and the reason you will delete those things, especially if it's like an Instagram or something, if someone first comes to your Instagram and sees that every 5th post is a salesy type post, often they won't follow you. But if you've deleted those old ones and all they see is 3 or 4 sales ones, but everything else is good value content, often they will then go, yeah, I'll follow that person and do that sort of thing. So, but make sure you're selling with your social media. Make sure your website is selling. Add value on there, but sell. Your emails, great. Give me good content. Your blog, excellent. Give me great content on your blog. But don't only give me content. Make sure that every 4th, 5th, you're communicating with me about a product of yours. And if you believe in it, you're adding value to the person by letting them know about it. You know, if your product is good and the person following you is following you for a reason, you're adding value anyway, and so therefore it's a great offer. Does that make sense? Have I explained that well?
A lot of sense. And what is interesting, I've never heard the idea of deleting some things but that's a great idea. I'm actually, when we're done with this, I'm gonna go look.
What do I need to delete? It's
Right.
it's some of those things. It's interesting because social media needs to be social. It really does. It needs to be human to human. Be genuine. Be the human you are. Don't try and be those sorts of things. If there's a birthday in your office, celebrate the birthday. But that doesn't need to be on your social media forever. That you can hide it. You don't even have to delete it. You just hide it from your timeline if it's Facebook, or if it's many different ways to take a look at that. So I think that when we touch on I didn't number these today, Tony, so I'm forgetting what even number I'm up to. I know I got 10, so I know we'll be fine and all that sort of stuff. But when you sit back and you start thinking about content marketing, and you understand the principle of, I need to be in as many places as I can so people can find me. When they start looking for me, how do they find me? And, people, if we go back in the history of people buying, people would go to the general store, and the person at the general store would educate them on the new products that week, because there are only 4 new products that week. I have no clue how many new products are introduced per hour across the planet today, but it's tens of thousands, whatever the number is. Right. So people have to do their own research and have to do their information shopping, so they do that. No referrals. You touched on referrals before. I wrote a whole book on it, which goes through 24 steps to building a referral-based business. The reason I wrote a book on it, Tony, is most people don't treat referrals with anywhere near enough seriousness as to what it needs. I had a dog food business many years ago, and I literally built that business on great marketing up front, but then referrals. Every customer, on average, gave me 2 referrals. So that triples your business. If every customer gives you 2 referrals that become a customer, that triples the business. So not putting time and energy into referrals is a killer. So 4 main things we got to think about with referrals. Number 1, you got to ask for them. Okay? You've got to be asking for referrals. And again, back to the rule of yesterday, be consistent about it. Okay, right. You got to ask for them regularly. In my dog food business, we would literally drop off 6 referral vouchers every 6 weeks to a customer who, when we delivered their order, it was a referral voucher. Now, every 6 weeks, we changed the referral offer. If you refer someone this month, we'll give you a doggy coat with your dog's name embroidered on it. If you give us a referral this month, we'll give you a doggy bowl with your dog's thing. We'll give you a doggy bed with your dog's name embroidered in it. So we knew we could spend up to $38 to buy a customer, so all of our gifts were under $38. And so someone referred to us. Now, I'll tell you how good that was. We had one little old lady who literally never once paid us for dog food, because we had a standing offer. If you refer someone, we give you a week for free and we'll give them a week for free. It was just our standing regular offer. This lady would go to dog shows, dog parks, everywhere there were dogs, and she would just hand out our brochures for us. She came to my office one day in Port Melbourne in Australia, and she said, I feel so bad, I feel like I'm taking advantage of you. And I'm like, please keep taking advantage of me.
Yes, absolutely.
And those sorts of things. But you've got to, if you can create a raving fan, and that's my ladder of loyalty. If you haven't seen that, jump online, anyone, on my YouTube channel, Brad Sugar's Ladder of Loyalty, you'll find it right there. Once you create a raving fan, you got to give them tools. And that brings me to point 2 of referrals. Make it easy. Make it easy for people to refer. See, this is my book, The Wealth Coach, Tony. I went and gave 20 of my friends and family that live here in town 10 copies each. My name's inside. My business card is inside. I said to them, listen, I want you to give away 10 of these to 10 people who you think need my services. Who are the 10 people you think need business coaching, who need help, who want to grow their business? Go and give those to 10 people. Now, here's how crazy easy that is. Are my friends willing to give 10 books to 10 people? Yes. Are they willing to tell me who are the 10 people they gave it to? Yes. But again, as you said, if I just walk up to them and say, hey, do you know anyone that needs my services? No. Make it easy. Give them a referral voucher, a referral card, a referral certificate, a gift certificate, a thing. I did that brilliantly. I had a beauty salon many, many years ago now, and we gave every single customer 3 vouchers to give to their friends to come in and receive a mini facial for free. Now, everyone that called up for the mini facial, we upgraded almost every one of them to a full facial. Wow. So we cover our cost on the upfront gift. We get a potential lifetime customer. When that person sent the other person in, I would then send them, and this goes to point 3, thank or reward people for referrals. Thank them, reward them, give them something. I would send these women a bottle of French champagne as a thank you for saying, hey, thanks for referring your friend to us. We think she'll be a great customer of ours. By the way, if you got any more people that you want to refer, there's some extra referral vouchers attached to this bottle of champagne. Please drink it and enjoy it on us. What do you think those people did when they drank that champagne? They started texting their friends, you know. My team at the office one day said to me, boss, I think we got a problem here. This one lady, we're sending her a case of champagne a week. I'm like, that's brilliant. Who is she? Let me find out who this lady is. I want to meet her. So I go meet her. She owns a restaurant. She's giving the vouchers to her customers as a gift, saying, hey, I've bought you a facial over at the town. And she's selling the champagne in her restaurant and making a profit on it. This woman was absolute genius. I loved her. I learned a lot of business tricks from her because she was very, very clever. And then the fourth point of referrals is take great care of the referee. Now, why? Not just the referral. Don't just thank the referral or the person sending you the referral. Take great care of the referee. Why? If I referred you, Tony, to a restaurant and you went in there and you had a bad experience, you then tell me, why'd you refer that restaurant? It was awful. They didn't take good care of me. So I stopped referring you to that restaurant. So, I stopped referring anyone to that restaurant. So you got to take great care of people who are referred. We own a restaurant here in Vegas, and when people are referred to us, because we ask them when they book in, by the way, how did you find out about us? Amazingly enough, they tell us, oh, my friend Dr. Tony referred me to your restaurant, Brad. Oh, that's fantastic. We love Tony. He's a great customer. So we write on their thing, referral, all right? So when they come in, we buy them dessert. We do this beautiful s'mores pizza, a flatbread, okay, with chocolate and honey drizzle and all that stuff. The base is made out of graham cracker flour type thing. And we bring it out to them and say, hey, because you're a good friend of Tony's and Tony referred you, we'd like to buy you dessert because Tony's such a great customer of ours that we think you might be too. And this is on us, and you can thank Tony for it. Here's what happens. They take a photo of themselves with the thing. They tag their friend in and say, hey, thanks for the referral, Tony. This is the best restaurant ever. You're the best guy ever. We love coming here. So what do you want to do? You want to refer more people? They tag our restaurant. Like even just a simple thing on the restaurant, Tony. We had all of our staff in the restaurant, all of our waiters, we call them salespeople, all of our salespeople, because they're a 20% commission when you get a tip. We taught all of them how to take a photograph. We had a photographer come in, teach them all. How do you take a photograph so the people at the table want to post that photo? We had a technology guy come in, teach them all. How do you use each type of phone to take a photograph? Because we don't want them bumbling and fumbling with it. And here's what happened. We put it in their script. You have to ask everyone, by the way, team, would you like me to take a photo before or after you order? Everyone says, yeah, that'd be great. Thanks for taking the photo. Okay, drinks up, guys. Take the photo. They post it online, hashtags. If people aren't posting about their experience in your business isn't fun. Okay, you must make it fun. You must ask people to post. I do this at the start of my seminars, Tony. In fact, everybody watching here today, please share this video right now. Tell everyone how amazing Tony Alessandra is, and tell them how I'm even more brilliant than Tony. Sorry, Tony, I got to plug me here, all right? But when you see the amount of tags and the amount of posts go up 4, 5, 6-fold because you're asking people to do it, at the start of my seminars, I get everyone to pull their camera out and I say, listen, everybody take a photo. All right, now post that online. Here's the hashtag. Write down the hashtag. Or in fact, just type it in right now. I get them to do it right there and then. And all of a sudden, I've got 50, 100 people posting about me in the seminar. A lot of fun.
Great idea.
Next one, no alliances or no strategic partners that they work with. You must build allegiances in business of any type. You must sit down and work out, okay, see, in the cycle of business, Tony, everyone buys something means they're going to buy another thing, or they buy this before they buy yours, or they buy yours before they buy the next thing type thing. There's just a cycle of it. Like, you're having a kid, so you go and buy a crib. What's the next thing you're going to buy? You're going to buy diapers. You're going to buy type thing. So you got to think about that. Who are the other businesses, clubs, association, groups that have the exact same target audiences as you? So you can call this strategy strategic partnership or host beneficiary. We do a whole bunch of different things. If you just type in online on Google, Brad Sugar's Instant Host Beneficiary, you'll go onto my website, bradsfreeebooks.com, and you can download it, team. But what happens is you make a list. What are those 20 industries, or what are those 20 groups? And let's say, one of them is accountants. Okay, we've used accountants today. Let's stick with them. Well, accountants have the exact same target audience I do. Great. Make a list of the 5 to 10 best accounting firms in town. Make that list. Now go to the next list and you say maybe it's realtors. Great. Make a list of the 5 to 10 best realtors in town. So you will end up with a list of 100 to 200 businesses, groups, clubs, or associations that you put onto a specific database that is my strategic partner database. I will mine this database and I will build reputation. I will get them to know, like, and trust me so that at some point they want to refer their customers to me. Now, if I'm going to be in business 20 years, what if it takes me 4 years to get one of them across the line? That's fine. Take 4 years to get that accounting firm or that realtor or whoever it is that has the exact same customer base as you. See, when you look for strategic partners, if we go back to, Tony, remember we talked about target offer copy. I remember when I had a ladies' clothing business, okay? Retail clothing for women, high-end, pricey, all that stuff, fancy labels. And I remember doing a survey of our existing customers. And I asked all of our existing customers, where do you get your hair cut? Where do you go to the beauty salon? Where do you buy your shoes? Where do you buy your makeup? What car do you drive and which dealership did you buy it from? And all of these questions to learn about my existing customer base. And every business should do this. You got to learn about your existing customer base if you want to find more of them. So I found of my A-grade customers, there was about 30% of them that all got their hair cut at one salon. One hairdressing salon. So whose database did I now want? That salon. I had to create a relationship and a partnership with them. I found out the owner of the salon. I found out where she ate lunch. Okay, I found out her favorite restaurant. Just happened to be that I had eaten there a lot too, and I knew the owner, and I said, hey, I want you to get me an intro to this other customer of yours. He's like, fantastic, I'd love to introduce you to her. He introduces me to her. I then find out, I say, hey, listen, I was just in China. I bought these silk kimono gowns. They're spectacular. I want to give you one. She said, really? You want to give me one? Absolutely. I'd love to give you one. Can you come by my store and I can give it to you? You can pick which color and which size, anything like that. Or I can just drop one off for you. She said, no, I'll come by the store. I get her to pick one. I say, hey, listen, how many women on your database? How many good customers do you have? She said, well, I got, literally 2,000. I said, fantastic. Do you have their names and addresses? She said, absolutely, I do. We communicate with them fairly regularly. I said, fantastic. How about I give one of these to every single woman on your database that's a good customer of yours? How would you like that? She said, I can't afford to give it to them. I said, no. We're going to write them a letter. And I just happened to have the letter already written. And I pulled out the letter, and it basically read, hey, as a great customer of mine, sometimes I forget to say thank you. And I was at this beautiful boutique the other day, and I saw these amazing silk kimono gowns. In fact, I got one for myself, and I thought, what better way to thank you than buy one for you too? So I did. I bought you one. Now, I didn't know what color or what size, or whether you wanted the long one or the short one, but your name is behind the counter. They know you're coming in for it. I've already paid for it. All you got to do is drop by the store and pick yours up. Now, these women came into my store. 600 of them came in to pick up this free silk kimono gown, which retailed $80 to $120, depending on short, long, all that stuff. Cost to me landed. I bought them from a manufacturer in China who manufactured for another very famous company, and that manufacturer was going out of business. So I'm like, what, you got how many? 1,000 of them? Great. I bought them $16, landed, taxes paid, everything. So these women came into my store, they start looking around, and of course, hey presto, we sell them on average $450 worth of clothing while they're in my store picking up their free silk kimono gown that this other person. The hairdresser loved me because the PS on the letter was, PS, if you need anything more with your hair, I'd love to see you. PPS, if you got any friends that are looking for a new hairdresser, please refer them to us. We love great customers just like you. She got so much amazing feedback from it, got more repeat business and got more customers coming in. Everybody wins. Build strategic partnerships, build alliances. It's a great way to build business. Great way to build business.
Excellent.
I have a lot of fun with this stuff, Tony. If you're not having fun with marketing, you're doing it wrong.
some great ideas. I love the examples of what you're sharing with us.
Well, I've been doing this stuff for 20 years, buddy, or more than that, 25 years. Action Coach had its 25th year birthday the other day. You know, we hit 82 countries, our 25th birthday. We had a good year this year, my friend. And the best part is that our success is minuscule relative to our clients' success. My number one coach last year in coaching helped his clients add an extra 500 million in revenue as a group, and added over 560 jobs as a group. That was my number one coach, but we got them all over the world, thousands of them. So I like to think we are contributing more jobs than most governments around the world. But anyway, no follow-up. Lack of follow-up is a killer in marketing. And often marketers say, well, that's the salesperson's job. Yeah, it is, but it's also the marketer's job. Okay, it's the marketer's job to assist the salesperson in the sale. And that's where, you know, who produces the questionnaires? The marketing department should. Who produces the checklists? The marketing department should. Who produces the emails get sent? Don't, and I beg of everyone, don't ever let your salespeople write an email to a customer. They must have templated, documented emails that the marketing department crafted to be sent out. Never let a salesperson write an email. They're awful. But that lack of follow-up, and today it's programmed in. You can build it. And that brings me to number 19 biggest problem is no database. You know, not having an automated database today is tantamount to suicide in business. You know, they're free. You jump on Zoho, you can get it for free for up to 3 users. You go and, you know, you can go all the way to salesforce.com. You can use, you know, there's so many of them out there, Tony. You know it. Everyone does. But your follow-up is so much easier when you have technology that reminds you to do it. I mean, even when you sit down and you look at it, I know in our business, we build our website to a point where it's connected to our database to such a point where if someone's on my website for more than 2 minutes or more than 3 pages, ding, salesperson gets an alarm. Hey, Tony's on our website. He's been there 3 minutes. He's looking at these 3 programs. Call Tony now. You know, and that's where the follow-up must be done and consistent. And I remember having this debate. I had a realtor. Oh my God, this was funny. So same seminar, 2 different people. One stands up at the back to me. And I'm in Ireland. I'm in Dublin, Ireland. Guy stands up and goes, Brad, that repeat business thing will never work for me. I'm like, really? Why not? He said, I'm in the funeral business. Like, okay, buddy, you're real funny, but hang on a second. Who's your customer, the dead person or the family? The family. I looked at him and said, any of them ever going to die? He said, yes. I said, good. Keep in touch. Send them flowers on the anniversary, or send them a card on anniversary, and just say, you know, thinking of you and your family at this tough time, and be nice about it, but do something. Stay in touch with people. I had a realtor say to me, well, it won't work for me either. People only buy a house every 3 to 7 years. I said, really? Tell me, what marketing do you do? And she was real proud. She said, I have billboards all around town, and I have my face up there, and she was, I'm known all across the town. I said, really? Excellent. That's fantastic. I said, how much do you spend on those billboards? And she ran through it all. I said, here's what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you every quarter, every 90 days, send a card, send a letter, send a newsletter, send something to everyone you've ever sold a house for, or everyone that you've ever sold a house to. Okay? And she said, but that'd cost me a lot of money. I said, okay, hang on, let's just work this out. People buy a new house every 3 to 7 years. Let's go to the outside every 7 years. So I'm asking you to send a letter 4 times a year. So let's at most, for her it's euros, so dollars, $4 a year at most to send this to someone. For 7 years, $28 to get that person to remember you and want to come back and buy from you. Because here's the craziest thing about it, Tony. Average person does not remember who their realtor was 3 to 7 years later. They don't remember. No, let alone have their phone number or their contact details. So you got to keep in touch with people, especially if you want referrals. If you're not in front of people more regularly, you don't get the referrals you get if you're in front of them more regularly. So let's go back to no database. It kills me, Tony, that people spend all this money to get a new customer and then they don't collect their details. They think, oh, well, it's an invasion of privacy. And then you got the European government putting the GDPR out there saying, no, you're not allowed to have their details. Yes, you are. If they say you are, you're allowed to have their details. If they say, please communicate with me, you're allowed to communicate with them. Every government around the world's tried to stop people communicating with their customers with all this stuff, and eventually it all just dies because people go, you know what? I like getting marketing material from a company I actually like, you know? So you've got to, first of all, design a system for collection of names, collection of those sorts of things. One of my clients, we had in a restaurant business, we created an iPad. And the iPad was for collecting people's names and addresses. Real simple. So when they came into the restaurant, now if they were waiting, we'd give it to them in the waiting area if they were waiting for a table. If they weren't, if they were seated, we'd give it to them at some point after they'd ordered their meal, before they got the meal, and we'd say to them, simple little script. By the way, team, does anyone want to be on our VIP reservations list so you can just text us or email us and get a reservation anytime you want? Well, yeah, I'd love to be on that list. Fantastic. Here's the iPad. Please just fill in your name and phone number and your email address. That way we'll have you, and when you text, we know it's you, and we can put aside the reservation for you. So they get it, and when they hit enter, it says, please pass to the next person on the table. Pass to the next person, because here's the problem in a restaurant. 8 people come and dine, you've got the contact details of one of them. You don't get the other 7. You know, so we get it handed around. One night I'm sitting there at the bar at the restaurant, and I'm looking at my client. I go, hey, watch what's happening right now. People finished filling it in at their table. They handed it to the next table. And it just kept getting handed around. Now, here's what we did then. About an hour and a half later, so we knew that was about the time they'd finished dinner, we'd send them an email and a text message saying, hey, by the way, if you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or any of these 4 mediums, and you click this button now, we will add to your reservation list free cocktail for your next visit. So they'd start following us. Boom, boom, boom. You know, database is no longer just a CRM, okay? Database is Facebook. Database is LinkedIn. Database is Twitter. All of the social media platforms are databases today. So we've got to be real clear on building all of our databases and managing all of our databases and interacting with all of our databases of customers, potential customers, and people that like us and are raving fans of us. So build not only the CRM, but all of your databases as you're doing this stuff. With marketing, the biggest marketing mistakes we make. Not having reviews and testimonials. We touched on it yesterday, Tony, but this is something that I need to stress this a million different times if I can. Reviews and testimonials today are the key priority in all marketing. Anyone who watched our video yesterday should have gone and researched their Google scores, and should have gone and researched their Yelp scores, and should have gone and seen what are my scores. If you didn't do it, please do it now, okay? Everybody, where am I looking? At the camera. Please do that right now, okay? Testimonials. You want to get them for each of your products, each of your programs, each of your services. You want to get them from men, from women. You want to get them from young people, from old people, from each target audience that you have. I'll give you a simple example. For us at ActionCOACH, we were doing a program which was just for butchers, okay? Retail butchers. It's a dying business, and the Pork Association came to us and said, can you help our butchers? Absolutely. We happen to have 3 testimonials from existing butcher shops that were brilliant testimonials about how we had helped them. We showed it to the Pork Association. They're like, that's amazing. That's fantastic, those results. Can we share that with all of our members and all of the people we sell to all across the country? Yes, we would love you to do that. So they then used that in their marketing to sell all these people on a program that they paid us to deliver to all of the butchers across the country. Have very specific testimonials for target audiences, have specific ones for different types of customers and different products, different programs. So when you're selling someone something, you can send them a testimonial that's just right for you. Because, you know, in sales, you always get asked, well, you know, who can I talk to about this? And you say, excellent, I would love to refer you to one of my team and one of my customers. By the way, just so you're asking, what do you want them to say? And they look at you like, what do you mean, what do I want them to say? Well, I'm not going to send you to anyone that hates me. I'm just going to send you to someone that loves me. So they're going to tell you how much they love me and how amazing I am and how you should buy from me too. So what specifically do you want them to say so I can make sure I pick the right one that they say exactly what you want to make this decision? You know, or actually, let me do this. Let me send you a link. I've got 100 of my customers in one spot. all of them telling you about how great I am and how good it is to work with us and what it's like to work with us. How about I give you 100 people rather than just one? And you got it. You know,
Yes.
having all of that stuff is very important. There's over-promising and under-delivering. Marketing must under-promise and over-deliver. If your marketing makes you out to be this amazing business, you better deliver on every single part of it, or you're going to annoy the heck out of people more. Because it's like, remember, for many years, they don't get it today, but for many years, McDonald's was always ranked the #1 service business in the world. And you go in and you go, but hang on, they don't do anything. I got to pick up my own tray at the end, throw my own trash away. Why does McDonald's get the #1 service business in the world? For many, many years. And it was simple. You knew what to expect. You didn't expect better than what you wanted. You knew what to expect. And so today, a customer coming to you, they need to be wowed. So make sure your marketing doesn't say every great thing. Do a couple of little things over and above that make sure the customer gets it. If you say you'll deliver in 3 days, deliver in 2, you know, and all those sorts of things. The best example of that I can give you is Zappos.com. My wife and I are probably in their top customer list because I have my wife and I have 4 daughters, me and my son. I'm pretty sure every shoe we own has been bought off Zappos.com. But my wife had a pair of shoes one time, running shoes, and the sole started coming off after like 1 month. And we run a lot, but not enough for the sole to come off after 1 month. She called Zappos and they said, oh, immediately we will dispatch that. We'll have a new pair to you tomorrow. 2 hours later, there's a knock at the door. There's these 2 people that work for Zappos in uniform with a pair of shoes in her size, the exact ones that she wanted, in a box that is this beautiful wooden box with Zappos logo and their values on it, bright logo, blue of Zappos. Mrs. Sugars, we're really sorry your shoes fell apart. We thought you might want to go for a run today. Here are your new shoes to replace the old ones. Do you think my wife posted a photo of that on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram? And she did a selfie with these 2 people going, oh my God, how amazing is Zappos?
Yeah.
You know, you've got to get the reviews, get the testimonials, and that brings me to negative reviews, Tony. If you get a negative review, reply to it online. Say, really sorry you had that experience, love to help you out, how can we do that? I remember we got one on our website at ActionCOACH, and because one of our partners had retired from the business to go and run for Congress. Now, this woman was the opposite party to him, so she wants to attack him, so she jumps on our thing and says, our marketing department writes back, I'm sorry, we looked through all of our customer records. We couldn't find you as a customer of ours. We have no idea why you'd be complaining if you were never a customer. In fact, we looked up the business records, and it shows you don't even own a business. So I'm really struggling as to how you can rate our business at 1 star when you don't own a business, you've never been our customer, and it just seems you're trying to make a political point on here. If you'd like to rate our business properly, that'd be fantastic. So when people read your 1 star, and they go, oh, look at this person. Why would they do that? You know, you're going to get some 1 stars. Reply to them and be good about it. That, my friend, is the top 20 mistakes people make with a 21st bonus thrown in for everybody for good measure.
I don't know what to say. I can tell you absolutely there was dozens upon dozens of gems, tidbits of information that I and my team will go through this. Now, this is for all of my customers, and I'm sure you should share this with yours.
We will.
But we're going to go through this, and every one of us, we're going to write down every single little idea. And I say little, you know, that it might be a sentence or 2, but they're big ideas. And then focus on what are we doing that Brad has suggested we do, and what are we not doing? And what are we doing that Brad said we should do? We're doing it, but we're not doing it as well as he said we should be doing it. So this is really a significant tool that we will use to upgrade all of our marketing and our business. And I mean, we really do some great marketing. We do a lot of what you said. But I have to tell you, there are probably several dozen gems that you mentioned that we just don't do the way we should be doing it, or we don't do it at all. So I really appreciate it.
I know even from my businesses, Tony, there's a lot of, I make these mistakes too. Everyone's human in business, the amount of time you have. But here's what I am going to do. I'm going to get my team, Faith, who's behind my camera. Faith's always behind the camera for me. Faith is going to send you 10 copies of The Wealth Coach, Tony. 11 actually, one for yourself and 10 to give away to friends and colleagues of yours. And for everyone watching, I want you to buy The Wealth Coach, not for yourself, for your kids. I wrote this book. Every adult should read this book, absolutely, because every adult needs to build a wealth plan and a wealth entity for their family. But give it to your kids. I wrote this book about two 16-year-old twins and how they became wealthy because I wanted everyone to learn the steps. Tony, you are an inspiration to many, especially to us here at Action Coach. We love having you as a partner in business. Thank you for today. Been wonderful.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you in person, hopefully soon.